In this video, we are going to be learning lesson 12.3, finding unknown leg lengths. Okay, and our objective, make sure you have this written down, is I will use the Pythagorean theorem to find the missing side length of a right triangle. Okay, and like I said, it's going to be a leg length today. Yesterday it was a hypotenuse. All right, so let's label. We have our right triangle here. And we want to label the sides of the triangle. The two sides that are closest to the right angle, right? They touch the right angle. Those are called the legs. And the side opposite the right angle is called the hypotenuse. Okay, remember the legs are the two shortest sides and the hypotenuse is the longest side. It's always opposite the right angle. Okay, remember the legs are always your A and your B when we're applying the Pythagorean theorem, and the hypotenuse always has to be C. Okay, the A and the B are interchangeable. If you labeled this leg A and this leg B, that's fine, as long as your hypotenuse is C. All right, in the Pythagorean theorem that we can apply whenever we have a right triangle, and we're talking about the lengths of the sides of the right triangle, it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay. Today, we are going to be applying the Pythagorean theorem when we're missing one of the legs. Okay, so let's look at example number 1. Example number 1 says the length of the diagonal of a television screen is 42 inches. The length of the bottom of the screen is 36 inches. To the nearest tenth, what is the height of the television screen? Okay, so here they told us the diagonal. Remember, the diagonal is what splits up the rectangle into two triangles. The diagonal, they said, is 42 inches. And the length of the bottom of the screen, they said, is 36 inches. All right, and here's my right angle, so let's find the big triangle here. This is the triangle that we're going to be looking at when using the Pythagorean theorem. And they want to find, to the nearest tenth, what is the height of the television screen, right? From the bottom to the top. We're trying to figure out this. What is the height? This side of the triangle. All right, so let's look here. All right, well, we know that the legs, this is a leg, and the hypotenuse is opposite the right angle, right? So let's label, maybe we want to label this leg A, this side B, and then this, the hypotenuse C, always, the hypotenuse has to be C. Okay, and we're still using, since we're talking about a right triangle, we're still using the Pythagorean theorem. So it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, and let's plug in what we know. Well, A, we don't know what A is. There's a question mark, so let's leave that. A squared plus B, we said, is 36, because that's this side of the triangle. So plus 36 squared. And then equals, this time we know C. C, they told us, is 42 inches. So plus 42 squared. Okay. So here's where, remember I said you can use your calculator. We have our calculator out. We have to recopy a squared because we don't know what it is. And then in the calculator, we're going to do 36 squared. So it's going to be 36 squared equals 1,296. Bring down your equal sign, and then we need to do 42 squared. So 42 squared equals, and that is 1,764. Okay, this time it's a little bit different because we need to get the a by itself, right? We have a squared plus 1,296 equals 1,764. So to get a by itself, we have to get rid of this 1,296 and bring it over to the other side. Okay, since it's a squared plus 1,296, we're going to subtract 1,296 from both sides. Right? These cancel out and you're just left with a squared equals, and then if you want to use the calculator, you can if you want, 1,764 minus 1,296 equals, and the answer is 468. Okay? So now we are down to an equation with a square root. I'm sorry, with a square, an equation with a square, right? It's a squared equals 468. We have to get a by itself. To undo that square, remember the inverse operation is a square root. That cancels out the square. Whatever you do to the one side, you have to do to the other side. All right, so I'm left with a equals, and then the calculator, let's do the square root of 468. And, well, it's 21.6 something, right? Let's go back to the question, and it asks us up here, look, to round to the nearest tenth. All right, so let's see. The tenths place is 1 past the decimal, so it would be 21.6. A equals 21.6. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is to write a sentence out, what they're asking for. What is the height of the television screen, right? That's what they're asking for up here. So our units are inches. So the answer is the height of the television screen is 21.6 inches. Okay, because remember, we have to look at our units. We're talking about inches here. Okay. All right, now that you have copied all the notes for the example, try the got it, number 1, and then watch the video after to make sure that you understood.